Okay, tell me about the things I should know about.
Okay.
That, like,
Okay,
the fun things.
I'm gonna pull up my presentation if I can
Okay.
remember how to share my screen. And then you can just ask questions along the way and stuff.
Perfect.
So this is usually what I do for people who have joined already. So I tried to take out a bunch of slides and stuff, but it might be, if there's weird stuff, it's because I just changed it like 20 minutes ago.
That's awesome.
Okay, so we start off with what can you do, and this is something that's really nice because you can get as big in the company as you want to be. You can be as little in the company as you want. It's completely up to you.
Yeah.
And then I know you've seen the new kits and stuff.
Yes.
And I just heard, now this might be a secret, I'm not sure, but they will have they will have a different kit in February that I think it has 7 books in it and it's only $40. So that's for February. So,
Heck, I'm going big or go home if I do this. I'm gonna like getting that full. I mean, honestly, can you really top that many books for like that price? It's like
that's
half.
amazing.
Yeah.
I keep thinking to myself, I wish I had just gotten the big kit. Okay, so this shows some of the places that you can go. So Usborne does a trip every single year, every summer in July, and you can earn the trip. And so like they've done Disney World, they've done Paris, they've done cruises, they've done, I don't know what that place in the bottom right is, but they've gone there. Like they've done Ireland, they've done all these different places. And so these are the ways that you can earn it. So like I'm just over 3,000 points away from earning it. I have till the end of the month. So every year it goes from June through January. And then the way that you can earn it is from your own sales. When you have a new recruit, their own sales count. So like if you joined this month, then whatever you sold this month would get me points to the trip.
Gotcha.
But since you want to join in March, your points aren't going to help me towards the trip. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's not between June and January. And then if you promote or if your recruits promote, things like that, then you can earn points as well. So like my recruits have basically earned this trip for me. I've done hardly anything.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then there's a lot of appreciation in it, which is really nice. I mean, I know like staying home is really, really hard. I mean, I'm only home in the summers and I mean, my husband's really appreciative, but I don't feel like I'm accomplishing a lot. And then I didn't. And like the CEO wrote on my Facebook wall. I mean, what CEO does that? And they have these tiaras, which is kind of silly, but at different leadership levels, you can earn a tiara and you get to walk across the stage at our national convention and earn awards and stuff. And so there's a sense of accomplishment, and then there's other people recognizing you as well. There's some numbers on the amount of kids that you can impact from literacy, which is really awesome. So being a consultant, which is what you would start out at, is reaching about 2,600 kids a year. A team leader is what I'm at, so almost 16,000. Senior team leader is the next step up to 61, and then director is a couple steps above that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's interesting how significantly it jumps.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have more people under you, you're doing more with that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then some things that like I've put my money towards is towards student loans, utility bills, date night, more books. So
that's to be the issue is like not just buying books with it.
I think I showed this to you.
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
Um. So was everything like add on to it? Like, so if you do the 3,500, if you have $3,500 in your first 12 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
then you get everything. Like you get the so you have to have 2 recruits and 3,500. Is
Yes.
that what it is? So then you would get like $100 in free books, and you get each of the success kits.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I guess it's as you reach those markers, you just get the next kind of thing.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And then something nice is if you recruit people while you're in those first 12 weeks, then you get more free books.
So how hard is it, honestly, to reach these goals?
Honestly, you have to work for it. You can't
Yeah.
just sit on your butt and expect it to happen, but it's
Yeah.
not hard. It's not super hard.
So how many hours or how many parties or whatever do you think that it would be to like realistically get all of these things?
If you did 8 parties a month, however you wanted to do it, you could do more than one a night. Just 8 parties a month, you would hit it for sure.
And then how do you do 8 parties? Like, do you just do a couple with like? Because I remember saying in the video, you do it with your like friends and family, and then you book with their friends and family kind of thing. So you just kind of like go crazy and like how many parties of your own people do you do before you like? I don't know.
I know what you mean. How many of your own people that you know do you have host before you are done
Yeah.
asking them?
Yeah.
We recommend that you do 8 parties in your first 6 weeks. In your first 3 weeks, they recommend that you do 6 parties. I recommend that you do 8 parties in that first month, and then 3 of those parties are your own that you're hosting. So you're hosting 3 launch parties.
Okay.
And then the other 3 to 5 are going to be people you know, and then it's not going to be people you know anymore.
Okay. Do people tend to like on like parties and stuff actually like because I like had like hosted that party a few weeks ago the random one I did, and then like is it normal when someone does that to actually have someone book from it? Does that actually like happen fairly often?
Yeah. My director's goal is to get 2 to 3 bookings off every party. My goal is just to have 1.
Cool.
And I've probably had 2 parties with no bookings off of them in a year. So that's not bad.
Yeah. And then with that the 4,500. So that's an additional 2 recruits.
Nope, same 2 recruits.
Oh, same 2.
Yeah.
So you just make more money.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The same recruits.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
You don't start making money off your recruits other than this little bit until you promote to being a team leader.
Okay. So this is the only time until you are a team leader that you get a little bonus.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you want to have 8 to 12 parties in your first 30 days. If you have 12, then you wouldn't have to worry about it at all. That just gives you more leeway, like if you have a couple of dud parties.
Yeah.
But, and then they have this program called Express Success, where if you become a team leader in your first 12 weeks, then you can get an additional $300 in books and an extra $200 in cash.
And then what do you have to do to be it? I mean, what do you have to do to become a team leader?
I'll show you. That's the next slide. Let me find it. There it is. Okay. So to become a team leader, you have to do 2 months in a row. And it's the same requirements, whether it's in the beginning of you joining, whether it's a year in, anytime it's the same requirement. And one more thing. The Becoming a Team Leader Express Success, it's 12 weeks Plus, if like your 12 weeks ends in the middle of the month, then it would be until the first of the next month.
You have to finish off the month.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So depending on when you might get extra time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to have $1,000 in personal sales both months. And then you have to have in your central, so that's you, anyone you recruit, and anyone under them. You have to sell 2,750, and your 1,000 is included in that.
Okay.
So, like my first month that I qualified, I did the whole 2,750 myself.
Wow.
But
Well, I guess if you're hosting like a million parties, or if you have like 12 parties,
then it's doable. Yeah.
do.
But it's not required, so you just have to have 1,000.
Yeah.
And then by the end of your second month, you have to have success bound recruits. That means that you have to have 3 recruits who have each sold $1,000 in their first 12 weeks. That is the hardest thing to get.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you're going to get with recruits. Like when I look at you and when I think about you, I think, oh, Jenna's going to be success bound, no problem. She's going to get $1,000 in 12 weeks, easy peasy. I think that you will. I think you'll hit everything on this graphic.
Yeah.
And I think you very easily could become team leader because you have that kind of a personality. You have a very go-getter personality. But
so with
what?
I was gonna say, so with it says like for the 3 active recruits,
they just have sold $500 in the last 3 months. But if you do
this press thingy, and you're trying to do it in your short term of those 12 weeks, like if you are near the tail end of your 12 weeks, or like your second month, like you're doing it the last. So 12 weeks is 3 months.
Yeah.
If you're doing it like the last 2 months, and you bring someone in near the end of that, then how would you? Is it like retroactive or something? Like if you brought someone in that then did this, would you? How? Yeah, how would that work?
Like if someone under you did this before you?
Or like if I brought in recruits later in my 12-week period, and then they so it's just past my 12-week mark, but they do it like in their 12-week whatever thing.
No, it's not going to go back.
So you have to get them to do it in your 12-week.
Yeah. But they're still considered success bound. It just doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't count as express success. It's still part of being a team leader.
Yeah, just not part of the express thingy.
Yeah, it's just hard to express success.
I mean, if you're gonna go big, go home, get all.
That's right. Okay, let me go back through those slides and see if there's anything I wanted to talk about. Okay, so this kind of gives some numbers. Like you seem like somebody who likes numbers. I didn't add up these numbers. My director did this. I just changed her PowerPoint. I just left this in. So that gives you some numbers. And then this gives you a couple of examples of the financial benefits of promoting. So this regular consultant, the short girl, me, has 3 personal recruits. She sold $1,000 in personal sales, and people under her have sold $1,500. But she's making $290, which I mean is $290 more than she had before. But then this team leader is making over $500, barely over $500. This team leader who has recruits and is helping her recruits recruit, and who has a little bit more in personal sales, then she's making over $1,000 a month. Okay. And that is more like the regular team leader So. Okay. These kind of talk about the benefits of promoting.
Thank you very much. Get this inside. And all it is just deliberate focus, not let the time of the game or the score.
See, that's one thing that I always like about it. So like people are always gonna be reading books.
Yep. That doesn't go away.
Books don't die.
Thank goodness, huh?
I like that, recession proof. Yep.
Oh, and then in the top right, it talks about an additional income. So you make 25% commission as soon as you join. That's on any sales you make. Like book fairs, you only make 17% because the difference goes towards free books. But you get an 8.5% raise of the money of your commission. So you're making 33.5% after you promote.
Okay.
And then you make 8.5% of the people underneath you.
Oh. Fancy.
These give you kind of some numbers of the average of what people are making.
Your teammates involved. When you don't do that, if it's fun playing in Sacramento against teams that have guys that want to score, you're just going to beat them and play on. You're going to have to find a balance.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. And then here's what we do to help you reach these things, pretty much. So we have our Success Start program. Diamond Explosion is the name of my director's team. So like you would be on that, but you'd also be a part of my team. And then once you promoted, you'd create your own team, if that makes sense. So we just have a checklist that helps you to really be successful. And then we also have a training website as well with lots of videos and things to help you out with.
Okay.
This talks about your, just what we already talked about with your launch parties. And so one of your launch parties, we want to have you do an in-home party just because then you get a different crowd of people.
Yeah.
And some people only buy if they can touch and feel and see how.
I have a friend who said when I invited her to my last party, she's like, well, could I like touch and feel the books? I'm like, not really. And she's like, yeah, well, if you ever have that option where I can come and physically touch the books, I'll probably buy a lot. I was like, gosh, dang it, I didn't know what she wants, and then I'll just buy those books and have her come to my house.
So you can show off the books that you already own, like you own the dinosaur nibbles. You can show that off, and then you can show off.
I have way too many right now. It's getting ridiculous.
And then that's why they give you the ones in the kit too, and you can show those. You can sell them. You can do whatever you want with them. And then something nice about you deciding in advance about joining is you can start working on people before your incentive period starts.
That's true.
Which really gives you an upper hand in the business, I think.
That is true. That is very, very true.
And they sell themselves. It is so nice. I don't have to be the salesman. I don't have to try and convince and persuade people to buy the books. I just show them and people just buy them. We communicate in all sorts of ways, whatever you want to do. And then during your incentive period, you get double free books. And when you host your parties, you get these books for yourself as well. So, like, I have a running party that I just made the website to for everything I host. And then once it hits 1,000 in sales, I just cash it in for books.
Oh, sweet.
So this is and then these are just things that help people be drawn to you. So just being really positive really helps quite a bit.
Cool.
And then something I really like about our team is we're a really positive team. We work really hard to I mean, we still can vent and we still can say, hey, I'm having this problem, but people are there to help you. They're not just complaining along with you. They're helping
Yeah.
you with problems.
Yeah.
These are called IPAs, or income producing activities. So hostess coaching, which is helping your host and hostesses to have a successful party. Recruiting, so like what I'm doing right now, I would consider an income producing activity because I'm trying to recruit you. Whether you end up joining or not, I'm still putting my time into it.
Yeah.
Booking, and then customer care is a really important one. So we work really hard to take care of our customer. And then what I think is amazing about this business is it teaches women how to be strong. Now, I don't think you need that. I don't think I particularly need that, but there are women who need that. And this business helps them to do that. It just tells you and me that we're doing a great job being strong. And then we talk really a lot about, instead of saying, oh, I can, or I hope such and such will happen, or maybe someday, we don't say things like that. We say, everyone wants to be on my calendar. Everyone wants to be on my team. Jenna wants to be on my team more than she wants to be on her sister's team. I mean, like stuff like that. I will succeed. And it's amazing how it changes. I was listening to this book today about, they've done research on this. Like it changes your brain, and then it changes how things happen. So, and then I'm always here to help you out. I have a team leader above me, and then our director's above her. There's always people who are willing to help out. We have multiple Facebook groups, like one's all about the products, one's just that Diamond Explosion team, and then my own team. There's just tons and tons of people to help out. And then this again is about being positive. This is my vision board. So like I want to earn Punta Cana in the top left. We want to be able to buy a farm for cash. Pay off our car, and have music lessons.
Wait, where do you live?
I'm in Provo right now.
You're in Provo?
Yeah.
I miss Provo.
It misses you too.
Wait, where are you gonna buy your farm?
We've been looking at like Fairview area. You know where that is?
Isn't that like south?
Yes.
East? West? Southeast?
Southeast.
Yeah, southeast. Yeah.
It's kind of on the way to the Manti Temple.
Yeah.
This is my mantra. Something that's really nice. It's made me
PlayStation, the best place to play.
Be more thick-skinned. It's made me more hopeful, and it's made me not mind when people say no and stuff. Like it doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't offend me. I'm like, okay, guess I don't want to be on my team. Whatever, I'll find someone else.
Yeah.
Whereas when I started, like I took it really personally. It hurt my feelings, and it's so cool because that thicker skin has extended into the rest of my life, and it's really nice. So this is kind of me being real. So my depression it rules my life. It rules every single day, all day long. And working for this company has made me happier than I have been in years. And it doesn't take it away. It doesn't get rid of it. I am not healed, but it can pull me out of my funks, which nothing can pull me out of my funks except sometimes my baby. Sometimes.
Sure.
And something really nice about being a team leader, I made team leader July 1st, and then I got hit by one of the worst depression episodes that I've ever had. And like I spent the rest of the summer in bed. And then I went to work, and then I'd come home, and I'd spend the rest of the day in bed. I'd get up for work, And then I'd come home and get in bed, and it was crappy and it sucked and I hated it, but I got paid because I was a team leader.
Yeah.
I was having like one party a month and barely having that. So it's really nice. And then there's this great quote, don't let anyone turn your sky into a ceiling. And you, being my strong woman friend, I think you do that now. And then here's this quote by Disney. Around here, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. So things just, they get better and better and bigger, and they change. What do you want to know?
I don't know if I have any other questions right now. I'm sure I'll come up with some.
Okay. Yeah, just message me, or you can text me if you have my number or whatever.
I don't know if I have your number, but you should.
Text.
You have my number. I might have your number. I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows what it is? If you have my number, do you have my number?
Yeah, you gave it to me so I could make your order. So I could
Oh yeah.
text you.
Will you text me so I have yours?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
And I will talk on the phone if that is your most favoritist way of talking, but I
hate talking on the phone, so no thanks.
Oh, thank goodness.
My husband was like, why don't you like call some of your friends? I was like, can I like not call? Can I just text my friends? And I don't know. I feel like calling is awkward. Like I feel like face chatting or in person is way easier than talking on the phone. I don't know. I hate just no face-to-face phone calling. I think it's awkward.
Yeah, and I get so nervous. I'm like, what if I didn't understand them right? I can't see their mouth to see if their words are what I think.
Well, and sometimes people say things sarcastically, but it doesn't sound sarcastic, and you're like, wait, were you serious? You're like, yeah, I was serious. You're like, but are you serious about being serious? Or are you still pulling my leg? I don't know. I hate it. I think one of the only people I consistently have talked to on the phone over the years is Natalie Lewis. I honestly think she's the only person I actually like, and even then, it would take me days to be able to finally call her. And like, I'm like, I'll give you a call in a little bit, and then like 3 days later, I'm like, okay, so I'm finally calling you right now. But even then, like, I don't know. I'm not a big phone talker.
Yeah, no. Well, good. And then, here's how you join. So you just go to my website, click join my team, choose your kit, and wait for an email. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That's a pretty schmancy PowerPoint you got there.
Oh, thanks. High compliments.
Well, perfect. I will continue to peruse the info. I'll keep coming up with random questions to ask you.
Okay.
I too often in my life have jumped into things and then been like, I probably should have asked these questions before I jumped into something. So I'm gonna like try to think of every question I can possibly think of and then ask it.
Cool. That sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.